How do you make the big game even bigger? Easy. Join FanDuel's.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the Daily Grind Fantasy live stream. Did that work out? Guys, let us know if that actually worked. Can you do it again, TJ? Just wanna... Oh, yeah, we can't even hear you. Hold on. You gotta turn on your mic. Yeah, that usually works. Okay. So, yeah, we have a new setup, guys. Let us know if you like it.
Wow, you really have that? You're such an ass, man. You're such a pain. He doesn't tell me this stuff, guys, that he's going to have this up. Yeah, I know. They lost. Get over it. I don't want to...
It's really funny because I think that happened last time in the... I think it was last season.
Looks like I'm in a window, Matt.
Yeah, it looks like you're in the window. That's what I'm talking about, the lighting. But you get to see it. We'll get there, yeah. But yeah, we just got to fix his lighting, and we're gonna set up the live streams like this. It's pretty cool. You know, it seems more personal, unique. But yeah, I just want you guys to pay attention to the score here.
New York.
Last night I said the 4-point spread looked wrong, and I was exactly right. Should have been the opposite side. Literally 4 points. That's crazy. So anyway, hopefully everybody had a good day. It was a crazy day, at least in the stock market. Everybody's been talking about it. Not to get into politics or anything, but I lost some money, so I'm a little mad. Let's make it all back tonight on this DFS 4-game slate. Just recently, we had the Lakers rule out Anthony Davis. We expected it to be LeBron or AD, which is something I talked about in my video. AD is officially out, so I feel like we have to start there. And I also feel like some of the guys aren't as high-owned as they should be, TJ. That's the one thing I noticed that stuck out to me. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Lakers here. Lakers picture, very interesting. We have top-heavy players with minutes, and then we have a bottom-of-the-barrel price tags with, about playing 20 to 25 minutes. What's your overall take on this team once you take AD out of the picture, TJ?
Yeah, Matt. So AD off the floor, we do have some value here for sure. And I'm looking at a guy like Markieff Morris. Now, last game that AD did sit was on January 8th against the Bulls. And Markieff Morris did get the start, played 29 minutes. He's currently projected at 29 minutes tonight. Bottom of the barrel price tag at $3K. So I love Markieff Morris. He gets where are you, Markieff? Doesn't even get a usage increase with AD off the floor, which is fine. But he's a 0.75 fantasy point per minute. So I really do like Markieff Morris as a very cheap option tonight at $3K. He's going to be a cash lock, Matt. A guy getting that type of run at the bare minimum on DK at $3K is obviously going to be a lock. He's going to be the chalkiest guy on the slate. So I do like Markieff Morris. Marc Gasol, Matt, actually pops a little bit. Now, I am a little bit worried about his minutes. Last game when AD did sit, same situation against the Bulls. He only played 18 minutes. He's projected at 18 minutes currently. I think he can get you value at 3,300, but I do like Markieff Morris over Marc Gasol. He's going to be more of a punt tournament play for me.
I like both of
but
them.
he gets a 3% usage bump. He's a 1.34 fantasy point per minute with AD off the floor. Again, that's a little bit of a smaller sample size, only 60 minutes. But I don't hate him. Again, more of a tournament play for me. I don't think I'm going to get there in cash because I don't think you need a bunch of these guys. THT is another guy that's pretty interesting. Another punt tournament play for me. He's carrying more ownership than Marc Gasol is, Matt. He gets a 1.3% usage bump, and he's a 1.01 fantasy point per minute. 22.6% usage rate, too, which is the third highest on the team with AD off the floor. So I think all those guys are going to be good punt options. Markieff Morris is my favorite guy because I think he's going to have the most guaranteed minutes. And then LeBron, obviously, at 10-4, he gets a 3.8% usage bump. He's a 1.56 fantasy point per minute and a 36.6% total usage. So I would have him pegged at 55 DraftKings points tonight. So I do think LeBron James is also 100% cash viable.
Okay.
We'll get questions on like Kuz, Montrezl Harrell. I think I do like Harrell a little bit at 5,800. He gets a 1% usage bump. He's a 0.97 fantasy point per minute coming off the bench, projected at 29 minutes. And last game against Chicago, he subbed in for, where are you, Montrezl? He subbed in for Marc Gasol with 4 minutes and 30 seconds in that third quarter and then finished the game. So I think he is, a lock for around 28 to 30 minutes. But yeah, man, I think there's a lot of good value here. I think Kuz is going to carry some ownership, like Schroeder too. But my two favorites are going to be LeBron and Markieff.
Before we move on any further, just want to point out, TJ, we can actually do a virtual cheers in this exact. Look, if you put your water, a little bit. Oh, we gotta get better with that. Your weight, it's disappearing. We'll get it together,
okay.
But we'll do that we'll do that tomorrow night since Friday is going to be the drunk stream. So everything I agree with. By the way, something asked in the chat: is this the big announcement? This is definitely not the big announcement. We have an enormous announcement coming out a month or two from now. So just stay put, guys. I promise it will be ground shattering information of an announcement. So yeah, with everybody here, TJ, do you consider LeBron James a cash lock? Is that going to be a priority tonight in cash, or is he fadeable?
I don't want to fade him. I'm gonna play him in cash.
Okay.
Can you get away from him if you want to? Sure, but I'm not.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. It just seems like when one or the other is ruled out for this team, the other does absolutely nothing and is very underwhelming. But we know that their bench players do step up when one of these two guys are ruled out. Marc Gasol, you said, averaging 1.34 fantasy points per minute. Also, Montrezl Harrell looking pretty well, and same thing with Markieff Morris. Markieff Morris is definitely the guy that I want to start. But if you're asking me in terms of lineup construction, Marc Gasol looks very low owned at 9.8% at 3.3K.
Yeah.
Could easily outperform somebody like Markieff Morris. Not saying he's going to, but he could easily do it. I think straight up as a pivot, I think he looks great just because he's $300 more. And again, they're both in a very similar spot, TJ. That being said, I love both of these guys. I just love Marc Gasol as a pivot spot. I think he looks great in GPP's. Markieff Morris for cash. I like LeBron James in cash. And overall, we're going to get a lot of Kuzma questions. I already know. He's showing cash viable. Are you going to be considering him in cash, TJ?
It depends on my build, but as of now, no, I'm not making him a priority, even at 4,300. They got THT, man. They got Wes Matthews. They got Caruso, KCP. Like, they have a lot of guys that can still be productive on this team with AD off the floor. So, no, I'm not prioritizing Kuz. If you want to go to him, like, I don't blame you there. If he's starting, Matt, then I'll have more interest in him. But if they start Markieff at the 4, LeBron at the 3 with KCP and Schroeder in the backcourt, and Gasol, then I'm not going to be on Kuzma.
Okay. Completely agree with everything you just said. So from this team, we are just locking in LeBron and Markieff Morris for cash. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to some more chalk here. A little bit earlier on in the slate, we had news. Well, actually, this was last night with Phoenix. Booker was officially ruled out. Jones, Payne, and also Saric is out for the Phoenix Suns. So we're going right back to the well, TJ. We got some price increases across the board. If we're looking at this in terms of ownership, Chris Paul pops $8,000 with also Cameron Payne being ruled out. That does give him, I guess, a more bullish outlook on minutes. 33 minutes right now. Cameron Johnson at 5.3K, 40.6%. We can talk about these guys all day, every day, as long as Booker is out. But what price tag does it make sense to fade these guys? $8,000. Are you still paying up for Chris Paul?
For Chris Paul, I'm a fringe there, Matt. Like, he is really productive with Booker off the floor. He gets a 3.4% usage rate, 1.24 fantasy point per minute, and the highest total usage rate on the team at 26%. I really like Ayton in this matchup against Golden State. I know last night we were pretty adamant having one of Ayton and Gobert in your lineups. Personally, I went Gobert, thankfully.
Oh, you did? I thought you went Ayton.
No, I went Gobert.
Okay.
Cash pretty easy, thankfully, to my Utah boys and Gobert and Clarkson.
Yeah.
But yeah, Matt, I love this matchup for Ayton tonight. I understand it's a back-to-back, but going up against Golden State, Wiseman, Draymond, Looney, what have you, I think this is a little bit of a better matchup here for Ayton. So I do like him at 7,800. So if I'm starting anywhere, in terms of these studs between him and Chris Paul, I do lean Ayton. I think there is some cheap value here, like Cam Johnson, 2.4% usage bump with Booker off the floor, and Saric, 0.96 fantasy point per minute. He has been carrying some ownership as of late.
Yep.
Jay Crowder's been right there with him, man. And Jay Crowder's been more productive in the 2 games where Booker has been out, and he's been way more aggressive. So again, between these two, I think you're going to want one of them in your lineup.
Okay.
So I would just keep that in mind. But in terms of cash, Matt, I think, there are some guys that are carrying ownership. You see Crowder, Cam Johnson, Chris Paul, and Ayton, all rightfully so. But I think my favorite's probably going to be Ayton at 7,800.
Okay. I think in terms of lineup construction, we're going to see a lot of builds both have Chris Paul and Ayton, just with now Anthony Davis being off the floor. It now opens up some room for some more center potential. Of course, the other center being Markieff Morris. So I think the popular build we'll see, TJ, at least according to ownership, is going to be Ayton and Markieff Morris.
Okay. Markieff Morris has power forward.
Okay, yeah, that's actually a good point. So yeah, power forward. So yeah, a lot of center builds double center builds.
Yep.
So I think Chris Paul is going to be more popular than Ayton because of that, TJ. Just with him being only center eligible, and there being that option with Markieff Morris. Cameron Johnson being both small forward and power forward eligible. We know LeBron James is also small forward, point guard eligible. So I think all those guys are going to nicely fit into a lineup. I think 3 Phoenix guys, 2 Lakers right now is what a nice build would be looking at for cash. Just with the ownerships. I mean, Chris Paul right now, TJ, I don't know if you know this, 42.3%. Cameron Johnson, 40.6%. And then
Tyler Hero's playing. I didn't expect that. Keep going.
Oh, you said he is playing?
Yeah, he's in.
Okay. And then also Ayton at 34.3%. All those guys are higher than LeBron James in terms of ownership right now. Yep. Not sure if that holds up, but...
Yeah. Also, Cameron Payne's out. So Javon Carter at 23 minutes currently projected at 3,200. He gets a 2.5% usage.
What do you have him for projection?
I have him pegged for 19 DraftKings points. 0.81 fantasy point per minute with Saric, Payne, and Booker off the floor.
That's another good option, yeah.
Man, I think he's one of those decent punt plays that you can look at alongside like a Gasol or a THT, what have you. I would throw him into the mix there as really good tournament plays. I think he's going to carry some ownership too.
Okay, I can get behind that, especially when you're talking about the Lakers guys only playing about 20-25 minutes. Well, right. Carter's right there with them playing 22 minutes.
I would say those Lakers guys are around like 18-ish minutes, honestly. I think Carter could probably play like 4 or 5 minutes more than them.
Well, Markieff should easily play about 20 to 25. That's what I'm talking about.
Not Markieff. I was talking about THT, and I was talking about Gasol.
Okay.
Yep. No, Markieff's going to play some minutes.
Then I can completely agree with you. Let's talk about, well, since Tyler Hero is playing, I guess that takes everybody off of the Heat, correct? Like, we should not be looking at these guys. $7,400 for Hero, obviously not in play. Bam at $9,200, way too overpriced in my opinion, especially with him back. Hold on, is Jimmy Butler officially out?
Yep.
Game time decision.
No, he's out.
Okay.
I might honestly have some serious interest still in Kendrick Nunn. I just want to...
And Nunn, okay.
I just need to check something real quick. What's Nunn at? He is, where are you?
59.
Yeah. Where's the him on my... Bam. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect Hero to play again.
Yeah, I thought they said like 4 or 5 games since the last... It was like two games ago.
Yeah, no, I think they said 3. I remember seeing 3. Let's see. They've Hero projected at 32 minutes. Like, I don't think he's...
No.
Bam.
Well, he actually has a real injury, correct? Like, his neck. Right. It's not a COVID thing.
It was his neck. So, I mean, you can still be in shape, technically.
Not like he snapped or anything. All right,
yeah, so Matt, even Nunn at 5,900 projected at 36 minutes. He's a 3.4% usage bump with Butler and Dragic off the floor and a 0.97 fantasy point per minute, 26.6% usage rate. I haven't pegged for 36 DraftKings points. So, I really don't hate Nunn. I think his ownership is going to be significantly low, especially with Hero being good to go. So I might fully take advantage of Kendrick Nunn in tournaments. So yeah, that's just my thought process, especially after last night where he burned a lot of people. He didn't burn a lot of people. He hit value at 27.5 DraftKings points. But yeah, I have interest in Nunn again, even with Hero there. Because Dragic is
okay, well, here's my only hesitation, TJ. Hero, would that would probably eat into his minutes, correct? I mean, we're just taking Dragic off the court. We're just taking... Is Bradley...
I
out,
think it's going to... Avery Bradley is still questionable. It's not going to affect Kendrick Nunn's minutes. It's going to affect a guy like Gabe Vincent. So I'm not worried about Nunn not playing minutes. Yeah, well, Gabe Vincent's a guy that's played.
Yeah, no, I
mean,
know.
He only played 12 minutes against Denver last night, but those are the guys that it's going to affect, not Kendrick Nunn.
Right.
I would expect Nunn and Robinson still. I mean, Robinson's going to play 36 minutes. I would expect Nunn to still get 32 plus. And then if Hero's actually going to get his allotted minutes, he'll probably play 32 plus too. So
Okay.
I still think those guys, I still really do like none.
Well, the Miami picture, at least are on Fantasy Cruncher.
Oh, Bradley's out too. Okay.
The minutes are all wonky right now. They have Adebayo playing 44 minutes and Duncan Robinson playing 43. So
yeah, that's accurate. Yeah,
okay.
He'll probably play 44 minutes. Yeah.
All right, so I want to talk about the other chalk. Let's move on to Portland real quick. We got Damian Lillard at 10.6K. Best matchup on the night. The over/under is the biggest in this very first game. 229 right now, by far is the highest. 37.7% ownership on Damian Lillard. Are you going to be playing him tonight, TJ, over somebody like Chris Paul?
Matt, with Bradley out too, I like none even more. I just wanted to do that real quick and tell you. Okay. Do I like Dame? Was that my question? Yeah, of course. Highest over/under going up against Houston. 5-point road dogs. Like, gonna rely on him heavy to score. So I do like Dame, and that's why when you're asking me about Chris Paul and my interest there, I think my builds honestly tonight are probably gonna start with Dame and LeBron, and then go to. And if I have all three of those guys, like I don't see myself being able to roster a guy like Chris Paul as well. So yeah, I do have some interest in Dame here with Nurk and with McCollum off the floor and Covington as well. Dame gets he's a 1.25 fantasy point per minute so far this year, only a 30.3% usage rate, which is a little bit lower than I had anticipated. Put up 50 against OKC and it didn't shoot particularly well. He was 3 of 12 from 3. So yeah, I do think he's cash viable. He's going to carry a lot of ownership, and rightfully so. Again, 5-point dog, so I do like this matchup against Houston as well. So yes, I will be going with Dame in cash tonight.
Okay. How about Melo? Melo at $5,600, 25.9% owned, and also Cantor at the center position. There's so many center options all of a sudden. $7,100, 20.9% ownership. Are you going to be playing them in cash?
I feel like every time I should take Cantor, I don't, and then he gets 22 rebounds, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I forgot that Cantor can.
He got 23. Yeah, that's right. I didn't realize how many he got.
I don't think I'll go to Cantor, but like I don't hate him at 7,100, especially against Houston. Christian Wood is back there too. But even still, like yeah, if you're landing on Cantor, sure. I think I'd rather go up and get Aiden. But yeah, Matt, Melo with those three guys off the floor gets a 6% usage bump. He's a 0.92 fantasy point per minute, so nothing crazy, but he's the second highest usage rate on the team behind only Dame. So at 5,600, yes, I do think Melo is cash viable if you are landing there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically where I'm at with Melo. I think he's cash viable.
Okay, well, that's all the chalk on the slate. That's all the cash options. Now let's move on to some not so obvious options, TJ. Let's talk some GPP with Houston. Christian Wood is back. That completely disrupts everything that we once knew about Houston, at least without Christian Wood. We had Oladipo in the mix. We had John Wall. Did you know that I got a comment today saying, should I lock Cousins in cash on the YouTube video?
Should have told him yes.
I shouldn't have done that because we probably would have lost a subscriber. DeMarcus Cousins, $7,200. Yeah, 17 projected minutes, guys. Please do not play him tonight.
Imagine if LeBron sits.
Imagine if who sits? LeBron?
LeBron sits.
That could happen. That could happen. Christian Wood at 25.3%, also showing some borderline cash option eligibility. Victor Oladipo, 17.7%, somebody we've talked about every single slate, it seems like. John Wall. Are you considering anybody but Christian Wood and cash, TJ?
So I don't know how to judge that last game with John Wall going up against Washington and his old team.
It's tough.
He had a 47% usage rate when he was on the floor, Matt, in 24 minutes.
Yeah, that won't happen again.
Yeah, I don't think it happens again, but like if I mean 40, obviously not 47%, but like if he's gonna shoot 20 times in his, what's he projected at 26 minutes if they hold him to a minute restriction, like he's carrying some ownership. So like I really don't hate John Wall. It obviously sucks that his minutes are going to be limited, but yeah, no, I'll have some interest in Christian Wood. Oladipo burned a lot of people last game against Washington, so I'll go back to the well with him. Yeah, me included. Yep, and me as well. So yeah, I'm just gonna have interest in those top three guys being Christian Wood, Oladipo, and John Wall. With Christian Wood off the floor, the trickle down effect works. Guys like Boogie, Deshaun Tate, Tucker, they interest me a teeny bit. But I mentioned Tucker, and he had 4.5 Draftkings points last game. But yeah, with Christian Wood back, Christian Wood, Oladipo, and John Wall, the only guys that I have any interest in tonight.
Okay, so you do have interest in Wall and Oladipo tonight, because I don't really as much as probably you do. I'm scared.
The matchup for me
it's the matchup. Yeah, that's probably the only reason. But I definitely like Christian Wood. $8,700 passes the eye test, and he's just been so consistent. I don't think he's one of those guys that are going to get negatively affected usage wise. He doesn't really need to have that much usage, as we know, because he's a center. and Oladipo and John Wall, they just scare me. Definitely more GPP plays. Not saying they're bad plays, but definitely not cash viable in my opinion. They're just going to be GPP options for me right now. John Wall's projected to play 28 minutes, which scares the crap out of me. So don't like him. More so Oladipo for me in terms of upside. All right.
Okay.
We're going back to Miami, or do you just want to jump straight into GPP? I guess we just talked about GPP. Do you want to go into questions? Where do you want to go from here?
Do you have Mason Plumlee carrying some ownership there?
I do, and I actually like Mason Plumlee.
Yeah, I do as well. Even with Blake Griffin back, I still do have some interest there in Mason Plumlee. And if you're landing there in cash at 4,800, Matt, I really don't hate it. Yeah, I don't either. He's a 0.93 fantasy point per minute. He actually shows the best on the sheet for Detroit. So I don't hate him as a last piece in cash, especially the Lakers without AD. Banging with Gasol down low. I give the advantage there to Plumlee.
That's embarrassing to say, but yeah, I completely agree with you. $4,800 past the eye test, very cheap. I think he can be a plug and play. 27 minutes. Don't hate that as a last piece as well. I completely agree with everything you said. Do you consider Jeremy Grant cash viable? 15.4%?
No.
Okay. All right, we're starting to stretch into some GPP territory, so let's just go right into questions, TJ. I have a feeling we're going to get a lot of Kuzma questions. Please don't be those guys to ask Kuzma questions, please.
Well, you can ask Kuzma questions.
Yeah, but I'm going to turn you right down.
I don't hate Kuzma.
I do. I hate him.
All right, well, I hate you, so. Hit the Discord, and then
Am I looking the right way? Yeah, it's this way.
Yeah, you gotta look to your right.
Yeah.
I have to look to my left. And then we could kiss. No, we're not gonna kiss. Matt, you get a lot of
that just took a turn.
I'm gonna give you a kiss on the cheek, dude, because I love you. We get a lot of compliments on the music, Matt, because of your dumb techno music.
My dumb tech. That's all Kevin. Kevin does all the music behind the scenes.
Are you gonna go to the Discord and look at questions?
I don't have any actually.
Okay,
so
perfect.
We're good.
So I got a lineup here from Justin. We have DK Cash. We have Matt. You know what we didn't even talk about?
The Celtics losing to the Spurs. Okay.
We didn't bring up the Clippers.
We didn't, but all their guys are so aggressively priced and their ownership is so low. Yeah, I mean, we can talk about them, but there's going to be GPP. We had Reggie Jackson erupt last game, getting a very high usage rate. I guess we can talk about him. Marcus Morris, 26 minutes. What's up?
Yeah, I was going to say Terrence Mann is a guy that we were, a little hesitant on last game. He ended up playing 34 minutes against Atlanta. And he looked pretty good too. He ended up finishing, 9 times value. He finished with 31 DraftKings points, so 7 times value. So I was just gonna say I don't hate him as a last piece. In terms of the sheet, Matt, no one really pops out too much.
No.
Reggie Jackson actually shows the best on the sheet. I have him pegged at 37.4 DraftKings points. So I'm going to be a little overweight, I think, on Reggie Jackson in terms of tournaments. He played almost 40 minutes against Atlanta.
Yeah.
Tougher matchup against Miami, but no Butler, no Dragic. So yeah, I do have some interest in these guards a little bit. But again, tournament plays, I don't think I'm going to land there. Anybody in cash, if I am, it would probably be Terrence Mann, but I still don't think I'm going to.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so we had that big question, TJ, last stream. Who was going to actually start at the point guard position? Because they had Terrence Mann at point guard, but it looks like Reggie Jackson got all the usage, so it was Reggie Jackson. Terrence Mann did really well last game, but let's not get this confused, TJ. He had 9 rebounds. That won't happen again. At least I don't think it will. He also had 4 steals. That also won't happen again. That was a very high-paced matchup. 34 minutes.
That's why we're partners. I got you. You got me. It's perfect. Those are great stats.
I think Terrence Mann is an awful play tonight. He only had his he had an 11.3% usage. Did he really fart?
Yeah. Come on, dude.
Yeah, so Terrence Mann, I'm off of him. 11.3% usage rate. I don't think he will replicate anything that he did. Okay. Marcus Morris, I'm a fan of, and also Reggie Jackson. I actually really like Reggie Jackson. You're taking the highest usage guy in this game. I think he's a great GPP option. But other than that, I don't really like anybody else. Serge Ibaka, $6,800 is very highly priced. Lou Will, do we even continue to talk about him anymore?
No.
Okay. No. Can you send the link to the game?
Good call on Terrence Mann. See, those are things that need to be noticed.
Yeah, he's not going to do that again. He's trash.
Me off of Terrence Mann. Yep,
he's trash. Okay,
Reggie Jackson.
I'm going to go to the Discord and check for any questions.
All right. Let's see.
Oh, we got a lot.
Perfect, squad.
All right, we got. Can you repeat your 2 Lakers for cash? Yes, it's going to be Kuzma. I'm kidding. It's going to be Morris, and it's going to be LeBron. Cash core, I missed it. Do you want to do cash core right now, TJ?
Sure.
But once we do cash core, we drop like 30 viewers. If you guys promise to stay with us, we'll give you a cash core.
We'll save it.
You want to save it? All right, we'll save it to the end then, guys. I know how you guys think. I know how
they want the goods and then they want to bounce.
That's what they want. Anybody from the Pistons tonight good for cash? Yes, I think Mason Plumlee is a good option for a last center or last piece in cash. TJ, one other thing I want to ask anybody who's watching from our Discord, do you want us to do the exact same thing we did last night where we just jumped into a chat? I mean, we do it anyway, TJ, up until lock, and we just answer questions. If you guys want us to do that again, also comment in the Discord. It's like a mini stream, TJ. It was like a 30-minute additional mini stream for anybody who wanted additional help. 4 Suns too much, question mark. If I'm assuming you're asking in cash, TJ, what do you think about 4 Suns? I think it's a little too much.
Might be a little rich for my blood. I'm assuming they have CP3, Ayton, Crowder, and Cam Johnson, and then potentially Carter.
Yeah,
I don't hate it, but yeah, I don't hate it. I don't. I can see myself having 2
Kuzma will start.
So, okay, so that's probably gonna. Yeah, I'll probably gonna.
Okay, so I like Kuzma now. I'm sorry for all the Kuzma hate. Lakers heard me. They deployed him.
Imagine doing that, Matt. You're trash. Yeah, no. So that's gonna make me be on Kuz if he's starting.
How would you feel about playing both Marcus and Markieff Morris, the Morris brothers in GPP? Yeah, I like both of them, but Morris is I said Morris. Markieff Morris is definitely more of a cash option, but I like both of those. I think Marcus Morris is a better GPP option. Yes. Markieff is dog water. He is dog water, but he's also $3,000. So you only need a little bit of dog water. You only need him to exist, as we would say, just for 15 minutes or so and be efficient.
I mean, I'm interested to see. I want to see what his minutes look like now that Kuz is starting. Because if he's going to only play like 18 minutes, then I mean, he's still going to carry some ownership, but that might change things up a little bit, honestly. Markieff, if they give Kuz those 28 to 29 minutes.
Yeah. It makes I was about to say Paul Gasol. I'm getting all the brothers mixed up now. Marc Gasol. That would make him more intriguing, TJ, because his minutes won't change.
Correct.
Yeah,
yep.
I like that.
Maybe some more rebounds.
Why am I saying I'm liking Marc
Gasol?
Gasol. I can't speak.
Yeah, I don't know why you like him.
I don't know why I like him either.
Too. So yeah, you saw the 1.34 fantasy points per minute, and we're stats guys. I mean, he played 24 minutes last night against.
He played very well.
But Detroit really doesn't have. I mean, they have Plumlee. Like, I don't know if Gasol can hang. I mean, I don't know. He hung with Embiid as good as he could last night. Back to back too. Like, I don't know.
All right, that's all the questions I have. We just answered that one about Kuzma starting. Yes.
All right, perfect. Let's see what I got over here, Matt.
Okay, so the ownership's not updated because it's showing Anthony Davis having a lot of % ownership. So that's messed up. That's not true.
Justin, I'm not going to read that lineup because I'm assuming it's going to change a little bit. So post it back. Matt, yes, a lot of people are saying we look like a night in the Roxbury scene. So let's just bob our heads like this. Join me.
Ow! No, I can't. My cord doesn't reach that far.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Okay. LeBron smashes for 70+. I could see that.
That really hurt.
Iggy for cash. No. Hood starting. Yes. Javon Carter. I think he is a decent last piece at 3,200. I don't know if I'm going to get there. I have some interest elsewhere, but I don't hate it. No Bradley Hero in. Yes. Thank you guys. Wiggins, Gordon, or Kennard last piece in cash. I would go Kennard. Let's see. Mad value tonight. Top 3 studs to jam into lineup. Dame, Braun, and Wood, question mark. I don't hate Christian Wood. I think I'd go Ayton or Chris Paul. Cam John. Chips farted again. My good God. God, Chips. Cam Johnson or Melo. I go Melo. Thoughts on Schroeder. Good tournament play. Kelly Oubre revenge. Yeah, I mean, going up against Phoenix. Yeah. Matt, I don't hate it. God, Chips. I don't hate it. Revenge game. I mean, the revenge narrative has been huge this year, honestly. Saw it last night or 2 nights ago with John Wall. So yeah, I don't hate it. Schroeder or none for cash. I go none. Schroeder, I would go tournaments. What's good, guys? I love your channel. Thanks, Premium. Appreciate that, man. Also like CP3. Yeah, Brian, we're there with you. Schroeder or none for cash. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go none in cash, honestly, even with Hero there.
LeBron will play.
Thank you for putting TJ's window below. Can see all the road. Oh, okay. Yeah, we got you, Johnny. Yeah, my green screen has been in the mail for like, I don't know, a month,
Yeah.
and it got here, and
Pretty
it's just
interesting, huh?
Yeah.
I just have this huge. I have this huge green screen that covers the entire room. It's just a big green blanket.
Is a green screen. Yeah, we're gonna get this to work, guys. It's not gonna look this bad moving forward. It's not gonna look like I'm in a box by myself. Bam is the last piece in cash. I was on Bam last night, man. It was a tough matchup against Denver. I didn't expect Miami to be that bad offensively. I guess I should have seen that coming. I wouldn't go there tonight in cash, but I do like Bam in tournaments. Hero plays 38 plus minutes. Yeah, Marty. It depends on if they're gonna have a minutes limit on him. Honestly, Reggie Jackson 5K on FanDuel. If he's 5K on FanDuel,
that's crazy.
I would really like
that's criminal.
Oh
no!
Cash. Go ahead, Matt. What?
You'll see on the screen.
What?
Your little notification went behind your head, so I need to move it. All right, go ahead.
That's okay. Can you send me the link to the game?
What?
Let's see what else. Luke Kennard ? Yeah, I like Kennard more of a tournament play, but he looked really good last night or 2 nights ago. Sorry. GPP lineup, Matt. We got Lillard, Carter, Crowder, Kuzma, Ayton, James, Morris, Plumlee. I like it. What is the game called? Now Cristiano wants. So he was wondering, what is the game called? Basketball?
What is going on?
I don't know what Cristiano wants, but if you're the real Cristiano Ronaldo, hi, you're a really good soccer player.
If I was actually,
I don't know
never mind.
What the game is that you're looking for. I'm gonna Draftkings, DFS, basketball, basket hoops. Stay here, I guess it's no. Okay, Kuz is starting. Yep. It will. Wall is the captain. Marty, I like that. Yeah, Wall's the captain now. Zub or Wiseman for tournaments in util. I go Wiseman. Does this get you off the Laker Morris? Okay, Grant. English.
So
Grant.
many rings to choose from. What is going on?
It's going to. I gotta wait and see the minutes, Grant. It might, especially if he isn't starting, which I assume he isn't because Kuz is. How do you like my lineup? Mitch asks. For cash, Matt, we have Dame, Man, Braun, Derek Jones Jr.,
Get Man out of there, I'm telling you.
Javon Carter, Markieff, and Plumlee. Yeah, I'm with Matt. We're gonna be off of Man. We think his minutes or his production was a little skewed.
Yes.
Let's see here. Oh, Mitch, you asked that. Mitch, we got your question. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Cristiano asked,
Look
how
what you
is
started.
this called? Okay. Charles, you like my hat? Thank you. I appreciate that. I stole it from some kid. No, I'm kidding. This is the game that Duncan Robinson smacks 8 threes. Okay. Kelly Oubre. Yeah, I like the narrative there for Kelly Oubre. I'm not gonna go there in cash, Clark, but I do like him as a tournament. Markieff or Kuz? Once the minutes get updated, Matt, I'm probably gonna like Kuz more than Markieff now.
Should the Broncos target Deshaun Watson? Absolutely.
I mean, I would. Yeah.
Great question. 100%. Very relevant too.
Let's see. Luke is going off tonight. He scored 30 in the second half against 4 years ago. Okay. Gary Trent from Smitty. Gary Trent actually looked pretty good the other night. He did start as well, so he's 5K now. I'd probably be off. He played 42 minutes against OKC. If you want to go there in tournaments, I like it. But I'm not going to go to Gary Trent in cash, not at that price tag. Which studs do I prioritize? Matt, which studs are you prioritizing tonight?
LeBron.
Is it just going to be LeBron and Dame?
Yes, those would be the two I would prioritize.
Yeah, I think that's where
Steph's in the mix,
cash.
and he's not a priority. So yeah, I would prioritize those two. Real quick, I have none or Melo for cash. Melo, you agree, TJ?
Not for me.
Okay, I think for value wise, I think Melo is going to carry higher ownership, and I think he's in the pace of matchup. So, okay, you can disagree, but that's true. I can show you the ownership. What is y'all mindset going into large slates like last night? Meaning strategy wise, what changes from your average slate? So not much changes. So what you guys have to realize is from a DFS perspective, ownership matters. Large slate, you play the highest owned for cash. Small slate, you play the highest owned in cash. Period. No questions asked. For bigger GPPs, it's the exact same thing. But for bigger GPPs, what people don't realize is that for bigger slates, you don't have to get that contrarian. Like you only have to go 1 or 2 guys off of the cash line to get different. Okay, so playing guys like Kyrie at 3% ownership, that might be the only place where you have to get different. So from a strategy perspective, that's the only thing that changes. Okay, same thing for bigger or smaller slates. Play the highest owned guys in cash. Period. None or Oubre for tiers, TJ. Straight up. You
like Nunn.
really like Nunn tonight.
Yeah.
I think that's the one thing that we disagree with, but I'm glad because we have to at least disagree with one thing.
We have to. Yeah.
We can't be the same.
We can both agree on one thing.
Okay,
I'm not gonna say it out loud.
I'm stunned.
Say you're trash.
Okay. How's this for Cash? Lillard, Javion Carter, Kuzma, Cam Johnson, LeBron, Christian Wood, Markieff Morris, Derrick Jones Jr. So Derrick Jones isn't going to be that high owned anymore. Christian Wood's a border. Overall, it's not bad. Markieff Morris is going to drop in ownership. Overall, that would pass as Cash. Yes, and that's all I have.
We're getting a lot of questions about Gary Trent and Simons. I just want to throw out there that Hood didn't play last game and he is available tonight. So I think that's going to affect some of their minutes there. So I just wanted to throw that out there. That's why I'm not really on a guy like Gary Trent. I probably have more interest in Simons, honestly. But yeah, I'm not really on either of those two guys with Hood being back there. Wayne Ellington, dude, Wayne Ellington's been pretty good for Detroit, honestly. I'm not going to go there in cash or anything like that, but if you want to take a chance there in tournament, sure. Derrick Rose is available, as is Blake Griffin. So, but even with that being said, like, I don't hate Ellington. Tournament play for sure, not in cash. Wiseman or Plumlee? Plumlee. Who wins, Rocky or Mike Tyson? Mike Tyson. Cash lineup, Matt. We got Lillard, Carter, LeBron, Kuz, Plumlee, Nunn, Markieff, and Ayton. I actually like that. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's the lineup I have right now, Lucas. It's subject to change, of course. That's the lineup I have right now.
Don't say that. Come on.
Dude, that's not gonna be the lineup I end up taking. That lineup's trash. No, I'm kidding, Lucas. That lineup's amazing. I'll probably take out Carter, though. I don't think I can do that to myself, but I like him as the last piece. Yeah, you're good, Lucas. It's good.
How's this look for FanDuel? Small entry. Paul, Jackson. Who's Jackson? Oh, Reggie Jackson. Hero, Man, Anthony, James, Wood, Kuzma, Cantor.
I like that for tournaments?
That. Yeah, except for Man. Again, I'm off of Man. I don't know how he looks on FanDuel, though. How does Rodney Hood look for cash? No, right,
Not
TJ? Yep.
Not tonight, no.
PJ Tucker, exclamation point. I don't know if that's a PJ Tucker is always in play because he plays minutes. So
no.
PJ Tucker's actually dog water. Favorite GPP plays.
Water. All right, hyper. Hood at 4,300, projected at 25 minutes. He's only a 0.68 fantasy point per minute. So I wouldn't go there in cash. Like I said, Simons is probably my favorite cheap guy there from Portland.
GPP plays. Who's your favorite GPP plays? Like on the entire slate?
You're not gonna favorite GPP plays in the entire slate. Probably. Yeah. I mean, Bam's ownership shot up. I was gonna say Bam.
What's up with you in Miami right now? Why do you like them so much?
Love Miami.
I know
Butler,
you do.
No Dragic. Those are two big usage.
They are,
guys,
but those price tags are so expensive. It's a low pace game.
Like, I know. Yeah, exactly. But we're talking tournaments, Matt. Tournaments. Like Bam can go for 60 if he stays out of foul trouble.
Bam's 24% owned, so that's the only thing that scares me.
Yeah. So okay, that's what I'm saying though. So if we're talking tournaments, Oladipo at 18%, I like him. I mean, I do like John Wall, but the minutes scare me, Matt.
100% agree.
Enes Kanter at 13%. I like Kanter at 7,100. I like Ibaka at 8,100 at 8% ownership right now. The Clippers guys, man, like Reggie Jackson, I really like it at 7K. He's showing 15% ownership.
I think that's my favorite GPP play. There.
I like him there. Kennard, I don't hate, honestly, at 6,500 because of the ownership again, and I think he's in a decent spot to be able to flourish with no Paul George and no Kawhi. Schroeder, I'll have interest in at 5,700. Matt, you like Draymond Green? Because I don't. Duncan Robinson, I mean, I kind of like as the tournament play. I like Jay Crowder.
Javion Carter is going to be also another top GPP play for me. Javion. Did I say Javion? Yeah.
I don't know what you said.
Javon.
J Doggy. I don't hate Jay Crowder Giles as a tournament play again. If Kanter gets into foul trouble, but a punt, I'm not going to be overweight on him or try my hardest to get a guy like Giles in there. I think there's some really good tournaments like Matt, Marc Gasol, like we talked about.
Yes,
THT, I think those guys are decent. Caruso, like I think there's some good value there for the Lakers. So yeah, I think those are some tournament plays that I do like.
Markieff Morris's minutes haven't changed, so
right. I know, I'm petrified of that.
and
I don't know
Kuzma's
why.
minutes went up, so I don't know if that's
right. I mean,
I'll say this: I still think Markieff Morris is cash viable. I really do.
Yeah, I think you can go there if you really want to. I think he is going to play some minutes. I'm gonna be on Kuz 100% now. I have Kuz at 30 minutes now. I'm gonna put him at 27 though, just to be safe.
You ready? You ready for my? I really do, TJ. Think you can
Matt,
get.
What do you have Markieff at?
Markieff ownership wise or minutes?
Minutes.
25.
Okay, I'm at 20.
I
like that number at 20. Honestly,
I'm gonna say this for everybody watching, all 301 of you. I think in small GPPs and cash, and yes, I'm allowed to give some contrarian views. I really think that you can play Kyle Kuzma, Markieff Morris, and Marc Gasol in the same lineup and get away with it, TJ, and get away with it because listen. Here's my theory. Because Kuzma's ownership is going to be so high, if he goes out and drops a dud, it's not going to hurt you that much. If Markieff Morris or Marc Gasol have a ceiling game tonight, it's going to absolutely save your butt. 22 minutes and Markieff Morris playing in 25. One of those guys will have a ceiling game. Mark my words. It's going to be one or the other. It has to be. Because Markieff Morris is still going to play a decent amount of minutes, 25 minutes. $3,000, that's very easy to get to. 15 points.
The only thing, we just got this comment in the tube, and it is a little interesting to think about. LeBron on a back-to-back, he played 39 minutes last night against Philly. That scare you at all?
Who?
LeBron. Played 39 minutes last
LeBron never
night
scares me, honestly.
Right, but do you think I don't think he plays that type of
against Detroit
numbers tonight. Yeah, I mean,
like we talked about this before, TJ. When one or the other is ruled out, it's gonna, which again gives me even more reason to start those three Lakers because they'd have to play more minutes. LeBron James, it could easily go out and just bust tonight because that's just the way it is. Whenever AD or LeBron gets ruled out, TJ, it's one or the other. The other superstar doesn't step up, and at least usage wise, he doesn't really stand out as much as we like them to. We've looked at the numbers before, so it's just underwhelming.
Nick, I like that mindset though, honestly. Kuz, Trez. I don't think I'm on Keefe now, honestly. I don't think I'm gonna play Markieff.
We just got hate for not mentioning Harrell, Montrezl Harrell. The only
I love Harrell, but I'm not gonna play him in cash.
I don't love him. He's averaging under a fantasy point per minute. Is that right?
0.97.
Yeah, 0.97. There's nothing really to talk about there.
But in that game against Chicago, Chicago was very bad against bigs. When he came in for Marc Gasol with 4 minutes left in that third quarter and ended up playing the rest of the game in a competitive game, he went for 37 DraftKings points. So I do like him. More of a tournament play for me. But I do have interest in Kuz. I mean, interest.
Okay. Yeah. Anyway. I don't like the price tags on some of these Lakers. The only price tags I like are the bottom of the barrel price tags. 3.3, 3K makes it very easy to get to. If they stank, they stank. It's easy to get to 15 points. You can easily hit a ceiling game. Voice crack. TJ, do you have any more questions?
Yes. I mean, yeah, there's a bunch in here. Let me see if I can. Blake wants me to look at his lineup. Let's see. Blake, I don't see. Oh, here we go. Turney, Nunn, Gary Trent, Javon Carter, Morris, Ayton, Curry, Jeremy Grant, Reggie Jackson. I like that as a tournament lineup. You're going to be very contrarian with Steph, Grant, Reggie Jackson. I'm not too high on Markieff now that he's in starting, honestly, but he's 3K, so he should be able to get you value, but I'm off of him. Nunn or Crowder for tournaments. I think, Matt, I like Kendrick Nunn. I really like Kendrick Nunn, especially on the sheet. I mean, Matt, you know I'm a big advocate of the sheet, and I have him pegged
the
for
matchup
39 DraftKings points.
Hey, listen, I like Kendrick Nunn, just not as much as you. That's all I'm saying. He had
probably the worst matchup that he's going to see against Denver last night, and he still hit value. I mean, who's going to cover him tonight? Reggie Jackson, Terrence Mann? Like, it's not the same Clippers. He's not going up against a guy like Kawhi or a guy like Paul George, obviously. So, it is a lower over-under, so I do understand what you're saying. So that's why I was saying I would assume you would like Crowder.
And again, the hero edition really scares me. It just does. I feel like Nunn has to get some usage with those minutes, and I don't think he's going to get much tonight. And Big
Matt,
GP
Lucas said you guys are awesome. Thank you, Lucas.
Awesome. Thank you, Lucas.
Matt,
really appreciate
one
that.
thing real quick before we go into Big GPPs, just pull up PJ Tucker's last game.
Okay, and just stay on there.
Yeah, and then continue
Answer
Tucker,
questions. Okay, PJ Tucker. There we go. Beast. All right. And Big GPP is Lillard a lock. So nobody's a lock in Big GPPs with having a great matchup. I think he's a very good play tonight. Is this better for cash? Lillard, Carter, Kuzma, Melo, Plumlee, LeBron, Markieff Morris, and CP3. I actually really like that lineup, TJ. I don't know if you heard it. You're probably not listening to me.
I was looking at the chat.
KCP or Hood? I like KCP tonight.
KCP. Yeah.
Yeah, but what if Kuzma goes off and Marc Gasol puts up a dud? Like I said, he's only 3.3K, so what's a dud to him? If he gets to 12 points, that's still great for Marc Gasol. He's playing 22 minutes. I think that's very hard to not get to. I think the upside is definitely there with Marc Gasol. Caruso loved him at 3K. Yeah, we even talked about Caruso. How many minutes is he projected, technically? 18. Do you have any love?
The reason that they came back and had a chance last night.
Yeah, he's so underrated. He will always be underrated.
The headband, man. Yeah, I like him as a tournament play.
Yeah, just tournaments though. That's all I have.
Yep. Okay. I pulled up. Jaden, no, we haven't given out our cash core yet. We will end on that. We'll get to that very shortly. Do I think Victor Oladipo will score more than 21 points?
It's a very specific question.
Yes. I'm assuming my man's is looking at a 20.5 over under tonight.
Yeah.
Looking to put a little money down. That's Emily, actually. Emily. I'm gonna say yeah. I think
21 points.
Yep. I think he bounces back.
Just because I love him so much, I'll say yes.
Brian said wasn't hate. Yeah, no, Brian, we know.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
What Kennard or Carter GPP? I mean, that's just they're not even in the same realm in terms of price, right? Kennard's 60. What's Kennard? 6,500, and Carter's 3,200. So I guess I would say Kennard. I might be misreading that, but
why is AD still showing 29% ownership? Come on, get it together.
Melo and cash, yeah, Steve. I think you can go there. Wayne Ellington or Carter. Again, guys, I feel like that must be FanDuel. Straight up, I would go Wayne Ellington, but if that's DraftKings and you're saving that money, I'd go Carter. Crowder or Cam Johnson. I mean, that's just been the question for Phoenix over these last two games without Sarge and Booker. Crowder's looked better these last two games. I think I go Crowder, but I think one of them's gonna outperform the other. I'll tell you that. That's pretty good, right, Matt?
Yes.
How do Nunn's minutes change with Hero?
They don't really.
I don't think they do at all, honestly. I still think he's gonna play 34 minutes tonight.
Right now he's projected at 33, so I think it's pretty accurate. Yeah, 33, 34.
And I think if he's hot, he could play 36. So I do like him. Canner is a lock tonight. All right, Nolan. KCP revenge game potentially. Markieff is 3K with no AD. Come on. Okay, so now you're playing.
No, I said, I agree.
Right.
I think so.
Can't kill you too bad. No, you're right. But I'm not playing. And remember, guys, I'm not right all the time. I didn't play Zeller last night, and it gave me a migraine. I still cashed, thankfully, but I'm very stubborn in my ways. And
he is very stubborn. He's going to keep being stubborn about Nunn tonight too. He's going to.
Yeah, 100%.
We're going to fight over it.
I probably will play Nunn, and then I'll hate it. Yep.
Yep.
Thoughts on Princess Achua? Nolan asked. I'm not. I mean, yeah, he was absolutely fantastic against Denver, obviously, but that was in some garbage time there, especially late. So no, I don't like Precious, and I called him Princess. That was a joke. I know his name is Precious. Wiseman tournaments. Yep. How is my cash above Harry? Asked Harry. I don't see a lineup. Crowder over Cam. Yeah, Jaden. I think I agree with you there. Are you playing Nunn in cash? Hudson. Matt's not. I am. Harry, where's your lineup? I'm gonna read this lineup from Harry, Matt, and then I'm gonna go to Harry. I don't see a line. Oh, here we go. FanDuel cash, Dame, Reggie Jackson, Nunn, Carter, LBJ, Melo, Kuz, Wood, and Plumlee. I like that. I think that lineup has a lot of potential there. I like Carter as a good cheap guy. TJ Tucker, love. TJ Tucker. I love myself.
You might as well be PJ Tucker.
I can never get PJ Tucker right, so I don't know. I'll never get that man right. Never. I don't even think he gets himself right. He's like, yeah, I'm going to go out and, get 10 boards tonight and hit a couple threes in the corner and smash value. Christian Wood should abuse Canner if he's healthy. Yeah, no, I agree with you there. I do like Christian Wood in tournaments. That's a very easy matchup for Canner, who's not good defensively. Where they'll show some love.
Hey, I agree.
It's the way it is, baby. It's the way it is. All right, Matt, I think we call it there. We got some stuff we got to get to.
All right. Yep. That will end it on that note. By the way, AD's ownership is still not updated. I can't wait to update that. 29% ownership. I really hope that's true. It's not, though.
Absolutely amazing.
All right. So thanks, guys, for tuning in. Got up to 300 and I think 12 viewers. So really appreciate all you showing up. With all that being said, guys, have a great rest of your night. We'll see you in the Discord, and let's cash.
See you guys. Good luck.